Batman and Robin, issue 29, Legacy number 95. Philip Kennedy Johnson writing with FICO OSSIO back on the arc as he took one issue off there. But we're sort of deep into this Quiet Man and Scarface story, which, you know, I think at the start of this arc we just called it the Quiet Man arc, but obviously over time it's become very clear it's equally a Scarface story.
So thinking about that too, the fact that ventriloquist / Scarface ended up being the villain, and it was called the Quiet Man. I was like, oh, Philip Kennedy Johnson here.
There's a lot of double meaning there. Yeah, it's good.
We're good.
Because it was a genuine good twist last issue with the handler lady's been dead for weeks and he's been talking to someone in his mind this whole time. And in this issue, I think is one of the strongest issues that the arc has had, because I think this one really put everything in place for the conclusion.
Yeah.
Particularly the debate between Damian and Batman, I really liked, where Damian kind of calls out Batman for being like, you know, you hate this guy so much, but he's really not that different from you. He just didn't have the resources you had, right? He's a guy with a rifle and a truck, so he did what he thought he could when his world was stolen from him. Because there's a moment when they're talking to the Quiet Man in his cell, and Batman gives like a proper grim face when the Quiet Man says, you know what it's like to, you know, lose loved ones. And I'm like, bitch, please. You're talking to Batman. I know you don't know this.
It's kind of my thing.
But very much his thing. But no, Damian pulls him up and says, look, I think you hate him because he's like just a couple of steps off of what you are. And I know that myself as Damian Wayne, because, you know, I was being made into something that then you kind of course corrected me on. But I can see how very easy it is to be what he is and still think you're doing the right thing and have the passion to back it up. So I sympathize. Like, I'll still stop him from murdering people. I agree with stopping him, but I sympathize with him. He's like, because Batman specifically says he's just like Two-Face or Joker. And Damian's very right to say, no, he's not just like one of them. Yes, he's crossed some lines, but that does not make him one of our rogues gallery all the same. So I really like that debate that comes out. And I love that Batman's reaction at the end of that scene is to sort of kneel down, smile, and say, you know what, yeah, we need to talk about this more, like, properly. Like, you know, we need to have this full discussion. But at the very least, he seems to respect Damian for making these points. He's like, you know what, you're calling me on my bullshit, and I respect that.
I love the in the rain and the art, right, is playing with the light, with the colors and whatever. And at the bottom of the page where Damian tells him, I find it of note that you hate him so much. And it's just this dark face on Batman, right?
You can't actually see any of his face, just the eyes that are illuminated.
It's just the eyes and everything. And then you turn the page and now he's eye to eye with Damian going, pretty brave, aren't you? And it feels so ominous until you look at the next one. And now he's smiling because it's almost like
you don't know how Batman's...
I've done my job as a parent.
Yeah, you don't know how Batman's taken what he just said until that next page. It lets you wonder for a second, oh, is he just pissed them off? Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously there's stuff with Wesker being sort of directed by the voice in his mind to go and get Scarface's stuff. And then we get the big reveal when Scarface shows up and kills Paulie, the guy that works for Penguin, and just like kills everyone in the room with the Tommy gun. And it's like, and Batman even says this later, like, Scarface, you know, he will flip the chess table rather than play the game to make an impact. And that's effectively what he's doing here. And it's everything sort of like coalescing so that Penguin's going to be at this fundraiser and Scarface is going to go after him. So when I say I like this issue a lot, it's because it felt like all the pieces were coming together really nicely. Like, I loved the first couple issues of this arc when it set up all the Quiet Man stuff. I think the middle issues were good, but definitely, you know, I was feeling the kind of the turn of like we're setting all the things up of all the various elements. Here it felt like everything was kind of coming together both thematically and narratively, where everything's kind of like verging on this final showdown kind of point.
I think I'm still a little bit more down on it than you are. I think with the caveat that the scene between Batman and Robin is probably the best scene of the entire arc. That confrontation, it is spectacular. But the rest of the issue, I feel like it is just right. Let's push towards the end of the arc. It's let's just get everything ready for the final issue. I mean, I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's enjoyable enough. But I actually think it's weaker still than like the first couple issues of the arc.
I think for me, what was working about the middle part of this issue is that I think it was really selling me on Scarface as a big villain, or the ventriloquist and his like illness as a big villain. Just how vicious he is.
It's the idea that he doesn't want to work together like Penguin and Two-Face will, right? Like, they have the concept of the greater good, that's good for them. Scarface is like, no, I want chaos. He's almost a little bit closer to Joker in that, right? Scarface wants to do what Scarface wants to do. So yeah,
more in the classic sort of mob boss, I want all the power kind of thing. Whereas Joker's a little bit more just chaos. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
it works.
So I like that, and then the how showing how similar Batman and Quiet Man are, right? Where the guards come in, and it's put pretty early on in the issue how tore up Quiet Man is. You know, like the amount of damage he has, and the fact that he takes them all out and ends up having like kind of this Batman moment at the end.
Yeah, I liked because they set up this idea that they want like the guards that they've got on the payroll, right? The corrupt guards are going to kill the Quiet Man for Penguin, and I like that once we actually get to them deciding like whether or not it should do it, they already find out that Polly and all of his men have been killed, and they're like, wait, do we still kill this guy? It's like, who's going to be in power by the end of the night? We don't know if it's going to be Scarface or Penguin or whoever, but whoever it is probably is going to want him dead anyway, so we should probably still do it. I kind of like that little like debate of like who's going to be in power by the end of the night, but they all probably want him dead, so let's just continue that order regardless.
And then so they go in there, and he's in that Quiet Man font, right? Where he says, "There's no greater sinner than a man who hides an evil nature behind a uniform." And so it has him, and he's chained to like the wall still.
Yeah, can I just say that line hits particularly hard right now? So yeah.
Yep. Well, I was gonna get to that there, but the fact that they look scared, right? Like he is standing there covered with blood. He has, he's broken out from where he's supposed to be chained, and he says, "Come on, then, do what you're paid to do." And again, that line hits especially hard with stuff that's going on. And I was like, God damn, Philip Kennedy Johnson, you're really batting it. Right. So, and there's his kind of Batman moment here where he takes them all out, right? And he has the memories of his son, teaching him how to do things, shoot the arrow, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
He's a big SnowRunner fan.
Is that
the motto of the SnowRunner community.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So and that's the other thing is he kind of just tells Batman earlier in the issue that like what happened to his son. Like he was just in the truck, when he was transporting the silver, and they got ambushed by Scarface's men. It just happened to be he'd bring his son on these little like road trips with him, delivering stuff, and that's it. He got shot. That's simple. So so the issue ends. Batman and Robin are going to the fundraiser in costume because he's technically meant to be there as Bruce Wayne. He was supposed to make a speech, and now Penguin's grabbing the microphone. But we also see Quiet Man's approaching, and that's the cliffhanger. Like everyone's converging on this final location, so I'm expecting lots of action and kind of that conflicted. Like we kind of want to root for the Quiet Man a little bit because like he's been played, his son's dead, he has reasons to be upset. But obviously we're in backcountry, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So and what about the art? I mean, Ossio's obviously been good on the arc. This was him back and form.
It's really solid. The action sequences look great.
Yeah. I like how grotesque his Penguin looks. Grotesque Penguin's always good,
because Phil's pointing nose. Plus, that big scene between Batman and Robin in the rain, like all of that's like enhanced because the art's so moody, and like you feel the sort of the tense discussion in the rain and all the rest of it. So, good stuff. All right, what are we rating Batman and Robin, Matt?
I'm going to give this a 9.
All right. Connor?
Oh, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think it's a really good issue. I just think I didn't enjoy it quite as much as some of the previous issues in the arc.
Yeah, I'm going to go 8.5 for me. I'm not going to quite give it the 9, but I think it's great. I think everything's coalesced and it made me excited for the final issue of the arc. Well, I mean, I assume it's the final issue of the arc. I don't know that for sure, but it feels like it's going to hit the final issue of this story.
I mean, we're on part 5, so 6 would make sense.
Yeah, it's pretty typical, collection size.